Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Rankum. Today is going to be a fun one day. We're doing a tribute to Jack Black and ranking his movies. And I've got a fun panel here for me. We've got Chad. Chad, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great. Jack Black, one of the great comedians of our time. Really funny guy, does some dramatic work too. Interesting choice. Looking forward to see what people think about this one.
Also, here we got Richard. Richard, how's it going?
It's going good. Excited to be here. Jack Black's been in a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of those movies. It's going to be interesting. Yep.
Also, here we've got Jacob. Jacob, how's it going?
It's going well. I can't wait for you to put the poll up on Facebook and people to tell us what movies we forgot. That's always my favorite part.
And last but not least, we've got Chris. Chris, how's it going?
I've been at the pub all night, so full disclosure, this is going to be a shit show from me.
But with that being said, how Rankum works is each go around and nominate a Jack Black movie we think belongs on the top 12 list, and then everyone else on the panel will say yes or no, and if it gets a majority of yeses, then it makes the list. Chad, we're going to go to you first for your first nomination.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start off strong with I think it's one of his best movies, maybe even his best movie. And I'm not gonna try to go like underrated or anything right now. I'm going School of Rock. School of Rock is I don't know. I'm a huge Richard Linklater fan, and this movie is just fantastic. This movie, like when I saw it in the theater as a kid, I loved it, had a great time. Watching it as an adult, I still love it, have a great time. I get more of the, more adult jokes in it and stuff now. And it's just fun to see him interacting with all these kids. The kids are really great in the movie. It's got a lot of really fun music in it. Tribute to AC/DC and stuff like that, and just really shows Jack Black's affinity for music, and it's just a really fun watch that anybody can have in a great time. So School of Rock.
Richard, what do you say about School of Rock?
It was the first movie I had on my list. I mean, it's a great choice. It's a family film and not a family film at the same time. I love the movie, and it's a yes for me.
Jacob, what do you say about School of Rock?
I think this one's a pretty easy yes. I think it's one of the first movies that comes to mind when you think of Jack Black. It's School of Rock. It's one of his best roles. I think the music in this is fantastic. He's funny, absolutely. And only Jack Black can make the line, and I think I've touched your kids. Funny.
They've touched me.
If they School of Rock is making this list, Chris, what would you have said?
I'll be honest, I'm embarrassed that I left this off my list, and I feel horrible now. But yes, it is a brilliant movie. Once, as Chad said, it is Jack Black being Jack Black and his appreciation for music, and that is one of those things that makes it brilliant. And yeah, I'm embarrassed I forgot it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, School of Rock would have actually been a slight no for me. I did rewatch it before this, and it actually went up my own personal list of Jack Black movies that I have, but it's just one of those ones that I think is a good movie. I just don't think it's one of his greats, but yeah. But it's making the list regardless. Richard, what was the first movie you're going to bring up?
This one was hard because it was between three, so I'm going with the first one, Kung Fu Panda. Skadoosh. It's a very Jack Black character, and also it's a lot of fun. It's very heartwarming. Probably one of my favorite anime films. Great cast. Jack Black does a good job, and I just like the first one the most out of the three, so I'm choosing the first Kung Fu Panda.
Jacob, what do you say about the first Kung Fu Panda?
I say yes. I think again, it's one of the first movies that comes to mind when you think of Jack Black. I think it's his, of the three this is easily the best in the trilogy. His voice work is fantastic, and yeah, if this was a live action movie, like I could see Jack Black still being this character because like it is a very Jack Black character, like Richard said. He's surrounded by a great cast. I think the animation is good. All the fight scenes I think are animated wonderfully. I love this movie, so it's an easy yes.
I could see Jack Black dressing up as a panda suit. Chris, what do you say about Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah, this was on my list. It was top 4. Yeah, top 5. It was in my list. So, funnily enough, something no one remembers about Kung Fu Panda, the animation is really good. Like, there's a lot of mirror effects in that movie where, like, you forget how really well animated it is. It's up there with Pixar and stuff. But yeah, Jack Black is amazing in it. And it is such a heartfelt role. It's just a good feel-good movie. Yep, for me.
Yeah, I would have probably given Kung Fu Panda a slight yes, as well. I really think this is a good movie, and it's definitely up there. But yeah, Chad, what you have said about Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda's great. It's actually a great trilogy. I think it was a really good like surprise, and it's I think one of the first, probably the first great trilogy that I think DreamWorks had before How to Train Your Dragon came out and just basically was one of the greatest things ever made. But Kung Fu Panda, I could probably even see any of the 3 making the list. But I do think if you're going to choose one, the first I think maybe does encapsulate the best of like the surprise of Jack Black, coming in and being like this great animated lead, just really making this great movie. And I think everybody's really great, like Dustin Hoffman, like Jackie Chan's in it. And yeah, it's just really fun, really funny, and very heartwarming. So it's a very great movie for kids and adults. So yeah.
But if that Kung Fu Panda is making this list, Jacob, what is the first movie you're going to bring up?
I'm gonna go with one. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna go with Be Kind Rewind with Jack Black and Mos Def, now Yassine Bey. Jack Black plays a guy whose brain gets magnetized and he erases all the tapes in the video shop that he works at, and so him and Yassine Bey have to go and recreate all these movies because an old lady wants to keep renting them, and they do it. They rent them out, and they become hits. And it turns into they have to like they're saving like something on their station. I can't remember exactly at the moment. It's been a while since I've seen it, but when the topic came up, I was like, absolutely, if I can get around to rewatching it, I'm going to. But unfortunately, it's not streaming anywhere unless you buy it, which is stupid because it's a great movie. I had a copy, and for whatever reason, I no longer have it. So this is one that I'm going to be on the lookout for. But I think it's one of his more underrated performances. I think he's absolutely great in it. Him and Yassine Bey have wonderful chemistry in this. So Be Kind Rewind will be my first nomination.
Chris, what do you say about Be Kind Rewind?
I'll be honest, it narrowly missed my list just because I've not seen it in such a long time. And as Jacob said, it's not available to stream anywhere. So I'm going to have to say no purely on the basis that I've not seen it in such a long time and I can't remember much about it. I do remember enjoying it, but
yeah, unfortunately, it's just outside of my top 12 as well. I was going to be watched for this. I do own it. My DVD's behind me because I got a double disc of that and Tenacious D Pick of Destiny, but I didn't get around to watching either. But Chad, what do you say about Be Kind Rewind?
Yeah, I mean, this definitely has like a interesting concept. I mean, I think Mos Def and Jack Black are both great actors. They carry the movie well. I don't remember it that well, like Malcolm and Chris said too. Like, I kind of agree with that. It's just one that doesn't come up a lot, and I don't have it, and it's not something I watch regularly. But it did have a really interesting concept, almost like because they act out the movies. It's almost like from Nickelodeon, the Block Bleaster. It's almost like them doing that whole thing. So it's a fun concept. I don't know about the quality in the movie, but I hear a lot of people say it's really great. I'm trying to figure out what to say here, to be honest, because I've seen it. and I kind of want to give it a slight yes, but I'll just give it a slight no, because yeah.
I was about to say you could have given it a slight yes and put it all on Richard, but with that being said, it's not going to make this list. But Richard, what would you have said about Be Kind Rewind?
I don't remember the movie. It sounds like the skit from Amanda's show where they just kind of make their own movies.
Yeah.
Much better.
Easter.
But if you would have said yes, I probably would have given it a blind yes anyway. Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to be on the list anyway. So
Thanks a lot, Chad.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, unfortunately, Be Kind Rewind's not made this list. But Chris, what is the first movie you're going to bring up?
Did I go for the meme pick or did I go for one that's actually good? Let's go for the good one. Jumanji, the most recent one. I've not seen the second. I've not seen the second sequel, but I'm going for the original with him and The Rock and Kevin Hart.
So welcome to the jungle.
Welcome to Jungle. That's it. Thank you for reminding me what the name of it was. It's unbelievable. Jack Black plays a teenage girl very convincingly. It's just so bizarre. But he's absolutely hilarious. The whole cast are brilliant in that movie, but Jack Black, yeah. No, just because he's just... And he's forgotten about it. It's kind of more recent. He's more into his music now, so yeah.
I was literally just watching this just before this, actually. Then I remembered I had to set up the stream, but yeah, I love this movie. Like, if you're going to tell me that there's going to be a pseudo sequel to the original Jumanji that was actually going to be good, I probably would have been laughed at you because I would have said there's no way you can do a do a sequel to Jumanji without having Robin Williams involved. But
nobody expected it.
But they managed to do it, and the way they had, I also appreciate the fact that they actually sort of updated it from a board game because not many people really play board games these days. Hey, I still do too. Like, I've got a lot of board games myself, but when you try and set up a board game night, so not many people have other things to do. But that being said, I'm going to say yes to Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle pretty easily. Chad, what do you say about Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle?
Yeah, I'm definitely saying a heavy yes to this one as well. It was definitely a surprise. One that, I like, and I have a lot of nostalgia for the original Jumanji, and this one I didn't know what to expect, and it was just really, really great. All the performances, especially Jack Black playing kind of a different kind of role, and you really actually believe that he's a little girl or like a high school girl or whatever in this, and you're just like, wow, okay, this is different, but it's really, really great. And because you have other movies that were trying to come out, like Space Jam 2, and that was pretty terrible. I'm hoping Hocus Pocus 2 is something to really enjoy, but we'll see. But this one was definitely a surprise. I really enjoyed it a lot, and I haven't seen the sequel though. I need to check that one out. So yes,
it's not as good. It's so hard.
Richard, what do you say about Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle?
Both of them are on my list. The first one and the sequel. Jack Black's range is actually better in the sequel because not only is he playing two different girls, and he's playing the black guy too. So I think for acting range, Jack Black's funnier in the second one, but the first one's still really good. It's a yes for me. Both of them I really like.
And Jacob, what would you have said about Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle?
I would have said yes. I think Jack Black is absolutely hilarious in this. I think he embodies a teenage girl almost perfectly. It's scary how good he is at being a teenage girl. So yeah, it would have been yes for me. And yeah, I also enjoy both of the newer Jumanji. So we'll see if the second one comes up, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah. But it's on me, and I don't know how this one's going to go, just because I think I don't know how everyone here feels about this, but I'm going to go for King Kong 2005. Look, one is directed by Peter Jackson, but two, I rewatched this the other day for this, and I think this holds up just about. I think Jack Black as the director, I think he does a really good job in a serious role. I mean, while he does have the bit of comedy in this, he's a more serious in this than he is in his other movies, if that makes any sense. But but yeah, I think he does a great job as Carl Denham in this, and I think look, I know a lot of the complaints are that this is too long. I watched the extended edition of this. It's just as fun. It's actually not that extended. It's about 13 minutes longer than the original. But I think what Peter Jackson does with King Kong and finds a way to sort of kind of expand on the world building and just sort of make it a little more fleshed out. I think he does a really good job of setting up the characters and all that. But Chad, what do you say about King Kong?
Yeah, I saw this when it first came out. I liked it, and then I heard all of the negative complaints about it. It's a very divisive movie, but I rewatched it recently because I had to debate Alan Shepard, and I had to go against a guy who loves Godzilla, and I was like, I'm gonna pick that King Kong movie, and I absolutely loved it the second time. So I agree with you, Malcolm. I think Peter Jackson made this film his own because he loves the original classic film, and honestly, I don't think it really drags at all. I think every little thing in this movie is kind of perfect. I think Jack Black plays a really great despicable character because he's exactly what's the problem with the people in this movie, and but that's kind of the point of the entire movie. And I think all the stuff with Naomi Watts and King Kong is actually pretty beautiful. It's just a really, really great movie. I don't mind the length, so I'd give King Kong an easy yes.
Richard, what do you say about King Kong 2005?
I'm quite the opposite. This is an easy no for me. I absolutely love the original. When I was 2 years old, there was two things I loved to watch. King Kong was one of them. I just thought it was just not that great, and I just didn't believe Jack Black was believable as a villain type or a bad character. It didn't come off right with me. I rewatched it about a month ago. Still agrees with me. I just think Jack Black can do serious roles. This just didn't pan out for me. It's a no for me.
Jacob, what do you say about King Kong 2005?
Yeah, I actually watched this today, and I really enjoyed it. I think Jack Black gives a really good performance in the movie. And yeah, I think everything on Skull Island is great. That's probably my favorite part is that middle part of the movie, just the creatures, the dinosaurs, and yeah, the stuff between Naomi Watts and Kong is great. But yeah, I didn't like Carl, and I don't think you're supposed to. So I think Jack Black gave the performance he was supposed to, and yeah, it's lower on the list, but it's still on the list. So I'll give it a yes.
And Chris, what do you say about King Kong 2005?
Another one that I left off my list that I'm going to have to replace something else now and go, yeah. I don't think he's necessarily a bad guy in it. Amoral. He's a sleazy series. He's not a bad guy.
Right.
He's very self-interested. But yeah, no, it's a yes for me. And also fuck that bug scene. I hate that. Oh, I cannot watch that.
So creepy.
The giant. I'm
not gonna lie, I forgot how creepy it was until I rewatched this.
I'm not even scared of bugs, and that scene creeps me out.
Yeah. But that being said, Chad, we go back to you. What's your next nomination?
All right, so I'm gonna have my kind of Jacob Barber swing here now. He threw out the Be Kind Rewind. I'm gonna have one that I don't know if a lot of people have seen, but this is one from my childhood that people who have seen it really enjoy this movie. I'm not saying this is a great film or anything, but from the early 2000s back in the day, I really enjoyed this one. I'm talking Orange County. This movie, so Jack Black in this, if you haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure it's not going to make the list, but I'm still throwing it out there. Jack Black plays Colin Hanks's big brother, and he's absolutely hysterical in this. he just has like such high energy in it. The story being his brother doesn't get into college that he wants to, so they kind of go into a road trip because his like application got swapped with someone else. So he's going to go explain, and his brother kind of gets into a lot of crazy shenanigans with them and stuff like that. It's a very weird movie, very fun movie, and I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Jack Black in the movie, and I think it's a really good movie. So Orange County.
Richard, what do you say about Orange County?
I have seen this movie. I enjoyed the film. Thing is, I liked Road Trip better. Similar premise. It's a slight no for me, just because I enjoyed the film, but again, it's a very forgettable film if you haven't seen it in a while, and I just haven't seen it in a while.
Jacob, what do you say about Orange County?
I'm actually going to give it a slight yes. It was just outside my top 12 since one of my picks got taken out already. This one kind of slides in, so I'll give it a slight yes. I do think Jack Black is a lot of fun in this movie. I think he's absolutely hilarious. Him and Colin Hanks. I like the relationship between them. I think it works. So it's a fun movie. It's not like a comedy classic, but you can sit down and watch it. I think it's not that long either, right? It's like it's 82 minutes. So it's a quick watch, nice, easy watch, and you can get some enjoyment out of it. Jack Black, doing Jack Black things. So I'll give it a slight yes.
Chris, what do you say about Orange County?
I'm going to have to pass here. I've never seen it, so it's on to you guys.
It falls onto me, actually, but unfortunately, I've also never seen it, so it's not going to make this list.
Is that not a technical yes? Because 3 people out of 5? Nah, okay.
Richard, what is your next nomination?
I always love bringing up this movie because it's one of my funnier movies that I love watching over and over again. I'm going Tropic Thunder. I mean, the cast itself is just great. Jack Black is so funny in this film. I mean, obviously, he plays a comedian who, has a drug addiction, and he's trying to be in this war film. Crazy things happen, You have a great cast. Jack Black is just really funny. They're all funny in this film, and I just enjoy this film so much, and he's one of the reasons why. Jack Black, Tropic Thunder.
Jacob, what do you say about Tropic Thunder?
For the longest time, I had not seen this movie, and I finally got around to it today, actually. And I loved this movie. This movie was absolutely hilarious. From the opening trailers, I was going to skip them, and I was like, no way! I started the movie. These are not real trailers. Don't skip these. Those were funny, and then we get into the story, and it's like, crazy things happen. Jack Black is absolutely hilarious. So the entire cast is stacked. Like, this is a great cast. Sure, it's like 14 years ago, but the cast, like, looking back on it, like, there's some big names in this, and there's still all big names today. Like, Ben Stiller directed the heck out of this movie, I think. I'll give it a yes.
Chris, what do you say about Tropic Thunder?
This is up there with School of Rock, which we all discussed as like the Jack Blackiest Jack Black roles. He plays, it's something you can tell he loves. He just plays that part perfectly. Even if he's not the main character, it's just a great role for him. So, yep, for me.
So, most people know my feelings on Tropic Thunder now. It comes up a lot. Look, we know this topic was coming up, so I knew Tropic Thunder was going to be lightly brought up. So I thought, I'll give it a rewatch, see if I appreciate it more. I still don't really like this movie and don't get the love for it, so it's a no for me. But I gave it a chance. I still didn't like it as much.
Says the guy who likes movie 43.
Hey, movie 43 is a comedy classic.
Oh, I enjoy the film too, but it's so weird.
I think it's funnier than Tropic Thunder. What do you say about Tropic
no.
Thunder?
The same as a train wreck is funnier than a car wreck. Yeah, sure.
Well, just like Malcolm, I rewatched it not too long ago to see if I liked it more. because I think the first time I watched it, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I think the second time I really, really enjoyed it. I was like, oh my god, okay, this film is actually pretty brilliant. I love, just all the stuff. I think like I don't know, it's weird. It's like Robert Downey Jr. was like the way he was able to pull off the satire with playing like a black character was just I don't know how he was able to pull that off, but he really did and made it really funny. And not problematic. And then I think like the rest of the movie, like Jack Black is amazing in the film. Everybody, even like the little small characters, and then freaking Tom Cruise coming in there with a cameo, making everybody go, "What is happening right now? This is amazing." So, so yeah, Ben Stiller crushed that direction and acting in that movie. Great movie. Yes.
But with that, Tropic Thunder is going to make this list regardless. Jacob, what is the next movie going to bring up?
Yeah, I'll go with one that seems to be divisive as well, and I'm not sure why, because I think this movie is absolutely hilarious. That's Nacho Libre. I think Nacho Libre is hilarious. Jack Black, as the title character, is very funny, and his relationship with the kid whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think that's a lot of fun. Becoming this wrestler, and he makes becoming a wrestler look a lot easier than it actually is, because there's like months and months of training that actually goes into it. He just jumps in the ring, but it's a comedy. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. So I think so many quotable lines from Jack Black in this movie. His song to Ignacio is very memorable. If copyright wasn't a thing, I would ask you to pull up a clip, because I think that would just it's just such a great song, a great movie, a lot of fun. So I'll go Nacho Libre.
I believe the character you're thinking of, the kid is I think it's Steven, is it? Or is that someone else?
Chancho.
Sure.
Chancho.
Yeah, probably not the. But Chris, what do you say about Nacho Libre?
I'm gonna have to pass, not because I don't like it, or not because I've not seen it. Just I might have been very Nacho Libre when I saw it, and that was years ago. So I'm just gonna have to take a pass on it and be indifferent. Sorry, Jacob.
But yeah, if Jordan Anderson's here, we could probably get the story how he knows the director of this and stayed at his house. But yeah, if there's a movie I don't like, I like worse than Tropic Thunder. This is it. I'm not a big fan of Nacho Libre either. Granted, it's been a while since I've seen it. This is one that I was going to rewatch. Just ran out of time. Yeah, I mean, I know that a lot of people that don't like it because of the wrestling aspects. I'm not one of those people. I just don't find it funny. Chad, what do you say about Nacho Libre?
Yeah, I mean, this one is interesting because I love like Jared has his other movie Napoleon Dynamite, and so like this one I think is kind of still my vibe. Like I've tried to, I still haven't seen it in its entirety in a really long time. But every time I watch like parts of it, I think he's very, very funny in the movie. The whole stretchy pants bit. Just I don't know, him trying to be a wrestler. I just think it's like in like Mexico or whatever. I just think it's a really interesting concept, and I think Jared Hess does these weird kind of characters, maybe like loser type characters really well, and makes them really funny. So I want to give Nacho Libre a yes, because I think that he does it's a different kind of movie to have on the list that I think is needed.
Which means it's all on Richard. Richard, what do you say about Nacho Libre?
It's a good movie. I will be giving it a yes. The only knock I have on this film is it is not rewatchable. Like for me, like I have to be in a certain mood to watch it. It is very like Napoleon Dynamite for me. Like obviously, it's a good film. I can enjoy it, but I have like really no interest to go back to watch the film. But Jack Black does give a very good performance, and I'm giving it a yes.
Can I change my vote to no now? Because Chad and Richard made me think of Napoleon Dynamite, and I hate you all.
I love Napoleon Dynamite.
You're awful people. I've never met you.
I mean, Chad and Richard. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can change it now if you want, but it's still making this list, unfortunately, because Chad. Chris, what is your next nomination?
Do you know what? Screw it. I'm going for the meme pick this time. I'm going for the comedy classic Biodome. Because, yes, Tenacious D are in that. They play a song. And that's what I'm going for. No reason other than that. I'm just memeing on you now.
I have never seen Biodome. Chad, what do you say about...
get out.
Chad, what do you say about Biodome?
If I have to actually sit here and talk about Biodome, I will. Biodome it's one of those it's just one of those same Pauly Shore type movies. If you can enjoy Pauly Shore as an actor doing the bits that he does, which are very weird and silly, and I used to like him when I was a kid. I don't know if I could tolerate the movies now. Specifically Biodome's not really known for being a great film, and I don't. You said it was just a song that they're in? They're not actually in the movie?
They play in the quad in the park.
Okay, all right.
It's him and Kyle Glass. They literally come up and he plays a hippie dude.
So they're technically in the movie, but I don't remember them in the movie at all. So of course I'm not going to say yes to Biodome. No,
I didn't think anyone was going to be honest. I said I'm doing this.
Richard, what do you say about Biodome?
Biodome is definitely a 90s film. I don't remember Tenacious D being in this film. Then again, probably the last time I've seen this movie was in the 90s. It's a no for me. I mean, I love Biodome. It's a fun movie. I just don't remember them in there. It's been so long.
And Jacob, what do you say about Biodome?
Never seen it.
Look, I'm just happy I got to talk about Biodome for 2 minutes. Thank you, Stephen.
Pauly Shore was in a Goofy movie, so yes, he has. He's made one, and he's uncredited in that movie for some reason.
Maybe it's because he didn't want people to know he was in it, so people would say a Goofy movie is a good movie. But anyway, not I'm saying Goofy.
Sorry, Pauly Shore, I tried.
So did he.
But with that being said, I'm going to. He's still here. Just soon as came off.
It was that bad. Biodome was that bad that he left.
Damn.
But for my next nomination, I'm going to go for a bit of a swing here, because I don't know how many people have actually seen this. I'm going to go for "Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot." This is a biopic about a cartoonist called John Callahan who meets Jack Black's character Dexter. Then, because of Dexter drink driving and all that, it ends in a car accident which left John a quadriplegic and all that, and just it's a really interesting story about how John builds a new life doing sort of off-color newspaper cartoons and all that. But it's got Joaquin Phoenix, Jonah Hill, Rooney Mara. It's got a really good cast. I saw this on Amazon Prime, so I think pretty sure it's an Amazon original. But I didn't expect to love this movie as much as I did. I just thought it was a really interesting movie, and just of someone that I never knew nothing about to begin with, and I thought it's really interesting. But Chad, what do you say about "Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot"?
This is one I have seen around. I saw it on his filmography, but I just haven't gotten a chance to actually sit down and watch it. So I haven't seen it.
Richard, what do you say about "Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot"?
I have not seen it as well, but don't you worry. I'm giving it a blind yes.
Jacob, what do you say about Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot?
I really enjoyed this movie. I think Joaquin Phoenix gives a very solid performance in this movie, and yeah, Jack Black. I think he's one of the better parts of this movie. I need to rewatch it. It's been a while, but yeah, like Joaquin Phoenix, Jonah Hill, Jack Black, like they all give really solid performances, and it's worth a watch. Absolutely. So I'll give it a yes.
Chris, what do you say about Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot?
This is going to be another never seen. And the fact you're all talking about Joaquin Phoenix more than Jack Black, I'm just going to have to abstain.
But with that being said, with the help of Richard's blind, yes, Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot is going to make this list.
Also got mixed up with Run Fat Boy Run.
I like Run Fat Boy Run. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg does a good job in that, but we're talking about Jack Black. Sorry.
But for that, Chad, we go to you for your next nomination.
This one's tough. All right, I'm gonna go with another, I believe Richard Linklater film. I'm gonna go with Bernie. Not sure how many people have seen this one. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. It's a really fantastic movie, and yes, it is Richard Linklater. Also has Shirley MacLaine in it from The Apartment. Very excited to see that. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's basically he's like I believe they're called morticians, like where he basically prepares dead bodies for like wakes and stuff like that. And then he has like a whole relationship with a woman who, I don't know. There's a whole story, but like things happen. I don't want to spoil it, but it gets really dark. It's kind of like a dark comedy. But it's a really, really good movie, and he just like plays this character super well. So, yeah, I just want to throw Bernie out there and see what people think.
But Richard, what do you say about Bernie?
I have not seen it. When you said the name, I thought it was going to be that Zach Galifianakis film where he's trying to run for Congress or president or whatever.
The campaign.
Yeah, the campaign. I get like some of those types of movies confused. I remember seeing. I know what the picture of the title, the poster of the movie looks like, and I don't know. It never really jumped out of me wanting to go see it. So I'm going to give it a slight no. I know I gave Malcolm's a blind yes. I don't know. I still don't think I want to go see it. In my opinion.
Jacob, what do you say about Bernie?
Yeah, this is one that has been high up on my watch list. I've seen the trailers for it, and it looks like a really solid movie, but unfortunately, I just haven't seen it yet.
Chris, what do you say about Bernie?
You're pretty much going to be repeating what everyone else has just said. I've never seen it, but Chad, from your description, I actually do kind of want to see that because that sounds like a dark comedy.
Oh, it is.
I should watch it.
Fun.
So give it a blind yes then.
Yes. Yeah, blind yes. Why not?
Not that it's probably going to help because look, it's been a while since it's going to be a no for me. Like I've seen it. It's been a while since I've seen it. This is another one I was going to sort of go and try and rewatch before this. Like just looking at the cast, there really isn't a lot of known people in this at all. But like you've got Jack Black, Shirley MacLaine, and Matthew McConaughey. Those are the only really big names. Like the only other name you'll probably recognize is Gabrielle Luna, who was Ghost Rider in Agents of Shield. But yeah, I remember slightly liking this movie. Just haven't seen it more recently to sort of be more confident on that, so I'm going to give it a no. But Richard, we go back to you for your next nomination.
So this will probably be a no for you guys, but I don't know why. I really like this movie. I'm going with The Holiday. It's a very different performance that we see from Jack Black. I forget the actress who was in Titanic. I always forget her name's like Catherine something, but he had really good chemistry with her. And, I bought his honesty in this film. I don't know. A lot of people don't talk about this film. Probably a lot of people don't like this film, but I thought it was just a fun, romantic comedy type film. He does a great job in it. And I'm going to say The Holiday.
Jacob, what do you say about The Holiday?
I really enjoy The Holiday. I think it's a fun Christmas time watch. Yeah, Jack Black and Kate Winslet are
Kate
are
Winslet,
really good
that's the name.
together. I enjoy Cameron Diaz and Jude Law as well, but I think I might like Jack Black and Kate Winslet more. Yeah, and yeah, it's a different role for Jack Black and one that I enjoy, so I'll give it a yes. Chris, what do you think?
I was getting there.
You look
Chris-
busy.
Chris, what do you think about The Holiday?
I've not seen this in a long time, but now that I think about it, I do remember really enjoying it. And he does give a good performance. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a soft yes.
Yeah, I love The Holiday. It's going to be an easy yes for me as well. It's just one of those movies that I'll go to every Christmas time. And yeah, Chad, what do you say about The Holiday?
Yeah, I love how Richard was like, "Yeah, no one's going to vote for this," and then it's like it is a unanimous yes because I'm totally saying yes. I finally got around to watching this. I love Christmas films, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, it is a little sappy, but I mean, that's a Christmas movie, baby. They're all going to be kind of sappy, and I feel like this one is like a really a really good one to watch. I love all the performance in this. I do think Jack Black plays a really good kind of like romantic interest in it. I think all of the like relationships are pretty good. I also really like Kate Winslet. I think is probably like one of the highlights of the film too. But yeah, it's a pretty sweet watch. I look forward to maybe watching it again this December. So yes.
But Jacob, what is your next nomination?
Yeah, I'll go with one that he's a supporting character, and that's High Fidelity, one that I just recently watched for the first time, and I really enjoyed the movie. I think John Cusack is absolutely fantastic in this movie, but I think Jack Black gives a very solid supporting performance as kind of one of the employees that works at Championship Vinyl, the record store that John Cusack's character owns. Kind of like this jerk, but like this music snob, and like he just plays it so well. Like he was my favorite part of the movie. Like he's not in it a lot, but he's in it enough that I think he gives a really solid performance. So I'll try High Fidelity.
Chris, what do you say about High Fidelity?
As much as I hate the movie because it's about assholes being assholes, I do agree that Jack Black, as a movie snob, just pulls that off perfectly, Jacob. As you said, he's as a former music snob, I think he pulls it off perfectly. So it's yes for me.
Yeah, High Fidelity is one that I sort of recently sort of got around to watching. It was either this year or last year, but I love it. Like basically, this movie is kind of like us really is like but replace music with movies, like just doing like being really snobby about movies. Just it really is. But yeah, it's a good movie and it's an easy yes for me as well. Chad, what do you say about High Fidelity?
This was the movie that I was thinking about nominating before I said Bernie, and I just wanted to see if anyone had seen Bernie. It was a no. Well, mostly no, I think. But High Fidelity, I saw a while ago, so I don't remember every little nuance of the story, but I loved the movie. And Jacob and Chris both using the terms music snob and asshole, I think describes me. So that's why I love this movie, because I see myself in these people talking about great music. Maybe being a little snobby about it, but I don't think there's a problem with that. Like Malcolm said, we do it with movies too sometimes. But Jack Black being like the store worker in there, I think is really great. Dancing to Walking on Sunshine and stuff like that is really fun. And then the romance in it with John Cusack. I love John Cusack, especially like Say Anything and Better Off Dead and things like that. And then this one is a great like 90s one that he did, or is it early 2000s? Anyways, great movie. Love it. Absolutely yes.
Yeah, it came out just on 2000.
2000, yep.
Yeah.
Definitely has like a late 90s feel to it, though.
Yeah,
totally.
that might have been when it was filmed, but yeah. Richard, what would you have said about High Fidelity?
I would have given it a yes. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I enjoyed it. and I like Jack Black's performance in it. And anytime you bring up John Cusack, I'm like, oh yeah, he still exists.
Apparently, there's a TV show version of it that's supposed to be good. I've not seen it.
It is.
Oh.
It is pretty good. It's got Zoe Kazan.
Kravitz.
Zoe Kazan
Yeah,
or Kravitz?
one of them.
Fun fact: Zoe Kravitz's mom is in High Fidelity.
Oh, well then maybe it's Zoe
Yeah,
Kravitz.
yeah, no, it was Zoe Kravitz.
Nice.
But yeah, because Zoe Kravitz plays the gender swapped version of John Cusack's character.
That's right, yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen the TV show, go check it out. But Chris, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Okay, I'm not going to go for a meme pick this time. I'm going to go for one that's actually good. Goosebumps, where he plays, I believe, R.L. Stein.
Yeah.
Then, just because the Goosebumps, if you grew up in that certain time period, they were big hits, and it's just one of those movies where he's just lovable. He's just it's just Jack Black being a lovable guy, and you can't help but like him in it. And it's also kids horror, and I love horror movies, so
Yeah. Yeah, I love the Goosebumps movie. I thought it was really good, especially especially with the fact that like they weren't trying to just go take a Goosebumps book and make a movie out of it, because I think if they were going to do that and try and drag out one of the Goosebumps book to like 1.5 hours, probably wouldn't have worked as well. But I think what they did with the movie, just putting out as many creatures as they can, just sort of have Stein actually being a character in the movie. I think it worked a lot better. And also like Jack Black also was the voice of Slappy the Dummy as well.
I was about to say that. Damn it.
But yeah, and interestingly enough, like in the sequel, Jack Black was actually technically uncredited for it, but I think he was credited for one of them. But yeah, Goosebumps is this for me, Chad. What do you say about it?
And R.L. Stein actually makes a cameo in the movie, which is really cool, later in the film.
As Mr. Black, the drama teacher.
Right.
That's right. I forgot about that.
This was the only movie that I actually watched for this for the first time, because I just didn't see it around 2015. It is a really fun kids horror movie. One of these like the house with the clock in its walls and stuff like that are like just fun movies for kids to not be super scary, but dip their toes in. And I think it's great for that. And I also think the comedy in it is really, really funny. I like the one little kind of nerdy character that's screaming all the time. He reminds me of Ron Weasley quite a bit. And then I'm like, this kid's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it's and then it also has Wes Hicks from Scream 2022 in it. But yeah, this movie is really fun. Jack Black does do a really fun R.L. Stein. He does voice, I think, multiple characters in the movie, actually. And this movie just has kind of like Jack Black's personality in it. So definitely a great pick. I'm glad I watched this for this, because I don't know if it's like a great movie, but it's a very fun movie and it's very funny. And I really appreciated that. So yeah, I'll give it a yes.
Richard, what do you say about Goosebumps?
As a 90s kid, I only read 2 types of books. It was Goosebumps and Animorphs. I loved the TV show that was based on Goosebumps. I'm saying this now because I have not seen the Jack Black Goosebump movies. It's because I was one of those people who wanted it to be like the book, like you choose a book and then make it a movie. And I'm going to see it eventually. I'm going to give it a yes, a blind yes, just because everyone said good things about it, and I know I'm going to eventually go watch it, but I was just so bummed when it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, that I haven't seen it. But I'm giving it a blind yes, because I'm sure I'm going to like the movies anyway.
Jacob, what do you say about Goosebumps?
And now I want to see what they could do with an Animorphs series.
They had a TV show that only lasted 2 seasons.
But as far as Goosebumps goes, I'll give it a yes as well. I think Jack Black as R.L. Stein is great. It's a fun kids horror movie, like everyone said, and yeah, all the good things that you guys have said, ditto.
Yeah. Although, interestingly enough, the Animorphs TV series is really ridiculously hard to find. Like, you can't. I've tried. Like, I don't even know if it's on DVD anymore.
The animation in it is fucking horrendous, from what I remember.
I mean, I like the series. I thought it was great. But anyway, Jack Black wasn't in it, the Animorphs.
Or was he? You never know.
But yeah, got 2 spots left. There's at least a couple moves I want to try. I'm gonna go for this one. Just to see how it goes, and hopefully the other one does come up eventually. I'm going to bring up a movie called The Big Year, in which Jack Black with Owen Wilson and Steve Martin play a trio of bird watchers, and there's a competition there. It's been a while since I mean, I haven't seen it in a while. I saw it for the first time sort of last year, but this is a movie which doesn't get talked about a lot, and you'd think a movie that's got like a great bunch of characters like Jack Black, Owen Wilson, Steve Martin, John Cleese, Ben Stiller even appears in this too. You would get a lot more attention than it did. But this is a really fun movie, and it's really hilarious as well. But Chad, what do you say about The Big Year?
I mean, I've seen the poster for this, but I just haven't seen the movie, and I don't want to sway either way on it, so I'm going to abstain.
Richard, what do you say about The Big Year?
I have also not seen the movie, and I'm not going to give it a blind yes because we only have 2 spots left.
Jacob, what do you say about The Big Year?
I have also not seen it.
Unfortunately, it's not going to make this list. Chris will be back at some stage, but with it's not going to help. He's not going to help matters anyway. But Chad, we go back to you for your next nomination.
So I only have like 4 left on my list. 2 are like cameos, so I feel weird kind of nominating those because they're just really tiny parts. And then 2 are like where he plays like a best friend in both. And I kind of want to go with one where I think he has a bigger role in it. And so I'm gonna nominate Saving Silverman. I don't know if people have seen this one. It's a very strange movie. I don't know if it's good, but I remember watching this when I was a kid. And I remember it was Jack Black, Steve Zahn, and they were all in. I forget who the third person was. But
The dude from American Pie. Jason
Biggs.
Oh, Jason Biggs. That's right. Thank you. Yeah, all 3 of them. That's right, because he was Silverman. Duh.
Yeah.
They were all into Neil Diamond. And it was just a really fun thing.
And Amanda Peet was the girl.
Yes. And there was a whole kind of subplot with Jack Black where he found out that he was gay. And he was like, what? I might be gay. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, it might be problematic for today's standards, but I remember thinking that was really funny for him having this kind of weird coming out of the closet thing that he didn't really understand. But I think the movie might be a little bit more progressive because people actually accepted that. They were just like, oh, cool, you're gay, cool. And then he just like accepted himself like immediately. And I just remember like him being really funny in it. Everybody was really funny in it. I just remember it's like a really crazy, domineering, like girlfriend that he had. And they just try to save him from her because she's crazy. And it was a really fun movie. So yeah, Saving Silverman.
Richard, what do you say about Saving Silverman?
I was also going to bring this one up next. I do love this movie. I think they all did a good job. Jack Black was pretty good. It's kind of funny because like the movie was in theaters, but it really has that direct to DVD feel vibe to it. because there's a lot of like types of similar things like in other movies. But I enjoyed the movie. It's a yes for me.
Jacob, what do you say about Saving Silverman?
It's been a very long time since I've seen Saving Silverman, and the only thing I remember from it is the line, well, technically, if they're stuck together, it's one nacho. So that's the only thing I remember from the movie. I'm gonna give it a no, but I do remember enjoying it. But just for the fact that that's the only thing I remember, and it's been like, geez, such a long time since I've seen it. I'm gonna give it a no.
Chris, 2 questions. Have you seen The Big Year? And what are your thoughts on Saving Silverman?
First one, nope, never seen it. Second one, have seen it, but remember very little about. So it's both no's.
But yeah, fun fact, over here, Saving Silverman is known by the title Evil Woman. But yeah, I love Saving Silverman. I watched it really early on. This is great. This is not the first time it's come up on a ranking either, because this ended up on our top 12 comedies of the 2000s as well.
Oh wow!
Somewhere
Wow.
out there, Anthony Tisdale was screaming because he was the one that brought it up.
Oh.
But
Apparently, you
yeah,
see this movie.
it's going to make this list again. So
I
Saving
need to rewatch
Silverman
this.
is getting a yes for me. But Jacob, we got one spot. No, Richard, we got one spot left. What's the movie you're going to bring up?
A movie that can never be made ever again, because when it was made, it was in the 90s, and a lot of body shaming in this film. Shallow Hal. I mean, I really liked this movie when I first saw it. I mean, now looking back, it's probably not appropriate, but I mean, it did kind of have a happy ending. Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow, I thought did a good job, and at the end, he learned to love her for who she really is, not what the spell was. And also, Jason Alexander was pretty funny in this movie too. So, Shallow Hal. Let's give this a shot.
Good luck.
Jacob, what do you say about Shallow Hal?
It's another one I do remember enjoying at the time, but it's just been so long since I've seen it that I don't really remember anything about it. So I'm gonna give it a slight no.
Also, Jonathan, well, yes, that's when it came out. It probably was started filming in the 90s. I think that's what he meant by that. But Chris, what are your thoughts on Shallow Hal?
I mean, you can probably tell by my reaction the second that Richard mentioned it. It's a hard no for me. Even if you minus the body shaming, it's just not a good film by any measure of the imagination. It is awful comedy. It is punching down, which is the worst type of comedy. And okay, yes, it has the wee message at the end where you learn to love through the power of love. But no, fuck this movie. No. Sorry, Richard.
Oh, it's fine.
But yeah, this was the movie that I was thinking I was hoping was going to come up when the Big Year was mentioned. Look, well, yes, just like every other 2000s, 90s comedy around that time, a lot of them are problematic when you look at them 20 years later in this day and age. Does it make them any less bad? No. I really enjoy Shallow Hal. I do think this is a good movie, and and like Jason Alexander having a puppy dog's tail is still somewhat entertaining to me. So I'm going to say yes to Shallow Hal, which means Chad, it's on you. Does Shallow Hal make this list?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say no as well. I'm right there with Chris. Where I'm also I haven't seen it in a very long time, but I know the conversation is it's body shaming, and it just like I don't know. I feel like it's more of like it kind of regresses society a little bit to have a movie like this. Although I might need to revisit it since Richard said that it might have more of an arc in it. I'm not sure, but I know the conversation is, and I'm just not willing to say yes to it. And I just personally, I don't even when I was a kid, I don't know if I got like a lot of the jokes, but like I remember not really thinking it was that funny either. So, and obviously I haven't revisited it. So, yeah, no, sorry.
But Jacob, we've still got one spot left. What one are you going to bring up?
Yeah, we've got one fun kids horror movie on here with Goosebumps. I'll try for the other one that Jack Black was in, directed by Eli Roth, and that's The House with the Clock in Its Walls. I think he and Kate Blanchett had worked really well together, and I thought it was another fun kids horror movie. I mean, it's a fun watch, and so we'll see how this one goes.
Chris, what do you say about The House with the Clock on its walls?
Same thing you've heard from a lot of times. I have not seen this one yet, so abstain.
Yeah. Fun story time. When I was asking people if I wanted to see it, there was one time I misspoke, and it turned from a kids horror movie into a probably not so kids horror movie. I misspoke one of those words, and
Oh
I think
God,
you can imagine what
I just realized it. Yeah, I just got it. Yeah.
But that being said, this is a movie that really surprised me. I went in this not knowing anything about it, and I really did enjoy it. This is I believe this is actually based on it's also based on a book as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and and it's just one of those ones that I went in thinking, oh, yeah, it's going to be a movie that's going to be good. I'm not going to love it as much, but I really loved it. I thought it was very good. And it's also got Renee Elise Goldsberry from Hamilton in this too.
I've never seen Hamilton either, so.
I'll give it a yes. Chad, what do you say about The House with the Clock in its walls?
This one I have also seen, and I remember not enjoying it as much as like I did like with Goosebumps. I thought it was like really slow, but this is wow. Okay, yeah, maybe. But this one is
Not wrong.
one where I don't know, like I really wanted to like this one a lot more, and I think maybe if I rewatch it, I might actually enjoy it more. But I felt like this one was kind of a little more in the dull camp than the like fun and funny camp that the Goosebumps was. So I'm gonna give it a slight no, but I wouldn't be mad if it does make the list. That's where I see.
Which means Richard, it's on you. What do you say about The House with the Clock in its walls?
I have not seen it, but I'm looking at the rest of my list. I don't think there's really anything that everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, why wasn't this on the list?" So I'll give it a blind yes, just to close it out.
No.
It does make the list. Chris, what are some honourable mentions that you have?
Richard, I hate you for voting yes to that, so I didn't get to bring up the Pick of Destiny.
All right.
Just come on. Why was that not on the list of anyone? I should have brought it up earlier. God damn it.
Don't do Biodome next time.
And also, I was also going to bring up for my meme picks. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh.
Which he plays a stoner, boat captain. Demolition Man, he has a very small role in.
Oh, right.
And Mars Attacks was also on the list. And The Cable Guy.
And the Neverending Story 3.
But yeah, for me, some honorable mentions that I had. I mean, he only had a small role in it, but I saw it for the first time. It's actually a pretty good movie, Cradle or Rock.
Yeah, I saw that.
Margaret at the Wedding is quite a fun movie. I really do like Jumanji: The Next Level. I don't know if this is a hot take or a warm take or a cold take or whatnot, but I think his Gulliver's Travels he was in. I think it was. Look, people hate on that a lot. but I think it wasn't a terrible movie. I think it was pretty good. And just the other one I'll bring up was the Poker King, because it's a really interesting movie. And yeah, Chad, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
Well, I'll just say that I'm sad that Orange County and Bernie didn't make it on, but I hope people check them out because I think they're kind of underrated, like fun movie. Well, Bernie's an actual great movie, but the other one is a really fun, underrated movie. I was thinking of bringing up The Cable Guy because I love that movie. I think that one's also very underrated. Another Ben Stiller directed. But Jack Black does have a pretty small part. He plays like a friend who's like, why are you hanging out with that guy? That guy's crazy, and stuff. So it's not a huge role. So that's why I waited till maybe the last second to bring it up, and I didn't get a chance. But that one, and then I had just in case I needed some cameo ones. I had Anchorman and what was the other one I had on there? Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. He was in that too.
Yeah, I had both of them as well.
So yeah, just those.
Yeah, I specifically on my list on on Letterboxd of Jack Black. I've got I purposely left off stuff who's considered a cameo. I mean, if it's considered a small role, I put it on there. But yeah,
he does punt the dog off the bridge, though.
Yeah.
Look, I brought up Biodome, so you can't bring up small roles. Nobody remembers.
But Richard, what's some honorable mention that you had?
Fun fact, I did have Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny on my list. The reason I didn't bring it up because I was not a Tenacious D fan at all. I liked the movie though, but I just, it wasn't like his best performance. It was Jack Black being Jack Black to like the 10th degree Jack Black. Yeah, the only other than Kung Fu Panda 2 and 3, the only one I had on here was Year One. It was not a good movie, but I still enjoy watching Year One for some strange reason.
You're a horrible person.
I am. But that's why I didn't bring it up, though.
Thank you. Thank you for not bringing it up.
I mean, I also really enjoyed Year One. Jacob, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
Yeah, Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny was actually just one below The House with the Clock in Its Walls, so who knows? But I also did have the other two Kung Fu Panda sequels and the Jumanji sequel on my list.
But yeah, some that have come up in the comments. Leo Logan brought up Shark Tale.
Had that.
Envy.
Never saw it.
The D-Train, which I've never heard of.
Nope.
Year One. Jackal, I still know that. And yeah, but that being said, it's time to vote. And by voting, we all write down on the board what we want at number 12. This is definitely going to be interesting. See what's going to happen here. But Chad, what do you have for number 12?
I'll throw out Nacho Libre for 12.
Richard, what do you have for 12?
I also was going to put Nacho Libre.
Jacob.
I had Saving Silverman.
Chris.
I'm going to go with Jacob's for Saving Silverman just because I've never seen it.
Which means at the moment it's 2-2, but it's going to be Nacho Libre.
This is a solid list. This is hard, actually. Oh my God.
The list here.
Oh, wait, hold on.
But Richard, what do you have for 11?
King Kong.
Jacob.
I didn't switch. I'm sticking with Saving Silverman.
Chris.
I'm going to go with Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre is at 12.
That's right. Yeah, we can. I'm going to have to go. Don't worry, he won't get far on foot.
I'm sticking with Tropic Fun. I went with Tropic Fun. Chad.
Yeah, I went with what Chris said. Don't worry.
Don't worry, he won't get far on foot.
Never thought Saving Silverman would crack the top 10.
Surprised myself.
But Jacob, what do you have for number 10?
Surprise! Saving Silverman.
Hi, Chris.
Good. Just purely on the basis I've never seen it. House on the Clock on its Walls.
Tropic Thunder, Chad.
I'll help Jacob out a little bit. I'll say Saving Silverman.
And Richard.
I'm sticking with King Kong.
Well, that's my number 1 gone.
What? The Peter Jackson? That's your number 1?
No, it's not. It's not.
What's left?
Remember what we have left.
And I just realised I erased my board. I have no idea why I erased my board.
Let me guess, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
You can keep it on that board all you want.
Hey, it just means I've got more time to make to write the banners. But Chris, what do you have for 9?
Is Tropic Thunder through yet?
No.
Tropic Thunder.
Ooh.
Tropic Thunder. Chad.
I actually went with House with the Clock in its Walls.
Richard.
King Kong.
Jacob.
I went with the house with the clock in its walls.
And I'm switching my vote to the house with the clock on its walls.
Like I was going to go to you anyway. Because...
Yeah.
The House with the Cock and Balls. Wait, well.
Oh, God, there's so many good movies on here.
It gets harder from here, yep.
I'm glad someone is with me on this. But I don't need to say, but Chad, what do you have for number 8?
Yeah, I went with Goosebumps here.
Richard.
King Kong.
Jacob.
I also went with Goosebumps.
Chris.
Also King Kong.
So it's I'm the only one with something different.
Which one are you picking? A beloved childhood book or Stupid Monkey?
Stupid
I love
Monkey. Hey, I'll have you know he's an ape, not a monkey.
It's not, I'm not even blaming King Kong. I love the original.
Shit, Goosebumps.
I think he's going to choose Goosebumps. No, he's going to choose Goosebumps because he loved Peter Jackson, probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're not saying he's a nationalist, but he's.
On my personal list, King Kong is higher than Goosebumps. Chad, what do you have for 7?
Yeah, I went with The Holiday.
Richard.
King Kong.
Jacob.
I have King Kong this time.
Chris.
I don't have time to write it down, but School of Rock.
Tropic Thunder. But King Kong is going to be 7.
All right. Okay, what's left?
Just give me a minute.
Jumanji.
School of Rock, Kung Fu Panda, Jumanji, Tropic Thunder, The Holiday, High Fidelity, and that's it.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh, really?
He finally has to change his vote.
Yeah.
So, Kung Fu Panda,
A lot of
High
great movies
Fidelity,
left.
Jumanji.
Oh, no, I really do like this movie, though. Okay.
Richard, what do you have for 6?
Oh, this hurts me. Tropic Thunder.
Um, Jacob,
I went High Fidelity.
Chris,
I'm going to have to go with Tropic Thunder.
And Malcolm is
Tropic
happy.
Thunder, Chad.
I went the holiday, so
But Tropic Thunder is going to be 6.
Is Chad just getting the holiday through by default here somehow?
like I don't hate the holiday. It's just like I'm actually like ranking them in my head, and I'm like, they're
Yeah,
really
well,
great
number one
movies.
is-
That's the only reason why I would put that at number 6 because I
See-
also like holiday.
See, it's why I pre-make the list on Letterboxd. So I have my actual
Me too.
rankings on it.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm just so pissed off Pick of Destiny wasn't there.
That would have been 12.
I mean, it's one of those ones like on my personal list. It's just really low. It's like I was trying to get. I had stuff that's got high.
I mean, it's my own fault for bringing up Biodome, to be honest. If I just gone and Pick of Destiny instead.
But Chris, what do you have for 5?
I'm going to go for High Fidelity.
I've got School of Rock. Chad.
Holiday.
Richard.
High Fidelity.
Jacob.
High Fidelity.
God damn it!
High Fidelity.
He does have a small part in it, though. I get it.
Oh, wait. Sorry, that's already off. So we got
School of Rock, Kung Fu Panda, Jumanji, In the Holiday.
The top 4, though, so any of these will be great.
Yeah.
And at least 3 of them was the first 3 that were brought up.
What's the first one?
but-
What's the first one? You get School of Rock, Kung Fu Panda, The Holiday, and what else?
And Jumanji, Welcome to
Jumanji.
the Jungle. But Chad, what do you have for 4?
Sticking with the holiday.
Richard,
This was tough. I went with also The Holiday.
Jacob,
Yeah, number 4 seems like a good spot for the holiday.
Chris,
Yeah, ditto, The Holiday.
sticking with School of Rock. But the holiday is going to be 4. Richard, what do you have for number 3?
Jumanji. And that was really tough.
Jacob,
Also Jumanji.
Chris,
I had School of Rock.
I've also got School of Rock. Chad,
Jumanji.
And now we're choosing our number 1, right?
Yep.
Well, you guys just eliminated my number 1, so
same here.
that's out. That's out. So
Okay. I already got my number 1. It's easy.
Same.
I can't believe this is going to win it.
Jacob, what do you have for number 1?
School of Rock.
Chris,
Kung Fu Panda.
Kung Fu Panda. Chad,
School of Rock.
Richard,
Kung Fu Panda.
Ah,
Ooh,
God damn it.
not mad at it. Not mad at it.
Yeah.
It's a great top 2.
funny enough, on my personal list, Kung Fu Panda is number 13.
I can't believe y'all went Jumanji number 3, really?
Yeah.
It's my actual number 3.
But with that being said, this is the recap of what our top 12 Jack Black movies is. At number 12, we have got Nacho Libre. At 11, we've got Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. At 10, we've got Saving Silverman. At 9, we've got The House of a Clock and Its Rules. At 8, we got Goosebumps. At 7, we got King Kong. At 6, we got Tropic Thunder. At 5, we got High Fidelity. At 4, we got The Holiday. At 3, we got Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. At 2, we got School of Rock. And number 1 is the Kung Fu Panda. But with that being said, I'll have a poll up in a minute with the topics for what you want next week's topic to be. Chad, where can people find you online?
Well, you can find me mainly over. Well, I have my own channel, Chadwick Wood, where we rank things. We did like Edgar Wright, Harry Potter, Christmas films, stuff like that. MCU rankings, a little bit. Check that out. I also have my show where I co-host called Picture This over on the Dill Pickle Movie Network, where we talk Oscars. We do Best Picture stuff. So every month we talk 1 year of the Oscars. We talk the best pictures of that year. We rank them, talk about the actors and actresses, the year itself, and the Oscar ceremony. Have a great time. We're doing the Lord of the Rings series right now. So last month we did 2001, 2002 this month, and the next month we're doing 2003. Looking forward to doing all those. Great franchise and a lot of other great movies those years. I'm also in Movie Battlegrounds where I do a lot of debate, and I'm about to go for the title coming up soon to face Henry. So I'm going to look forward to that, and we'll see how that goes. But other than that, I'm doing trivia everywhere, and I have fun on Rankum. That's kind of about it, I guess. Oh, no. One more thing. I do a Welcome to Primetime, which is a horror show that I do with Hunter Chambliss over on the Nerd Entertainment Network. It's really fun. We talk about horror stuff a lot of the times. So, yeah, fun times. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Malcolm.
Richard, we can people find you online.
They can find me on Facebook under Richard Schwartz, my YouTube channel, and Twitter, External Void. I'm around the fan leagues here and there, and I'm in LA, so that's where I'm at.
Jacob, where can people find you online?
Yeah, you can find me over on the Movie Hero Network. I host a wrestling podcast called The Lonely Marks. We just did an episode this past Thursday recapping SummerSlam, and in a couple weeks. So I believe that'll be the 18th because I'm out of town this week, so we won't have an episode. But we're going to be reviewing an old WCW pay-per-view, NWO Sold Out, and also talking about our favorite wrestlers. And then tomorrow night, Austin, Howell, and I do a podcast about movies called A Podcast About Movies. And we're going to be talking about director blind spots. We each picked 5 directors that we like, or in my case, one that I kind of want to get into. And we each watched 5 movies, one from each director. In my case, I cheated and went with 2. But we're going to talk about those, and it should be a fun time. So that'll be tomorrow at 6 Eastern.
Chris, where can people find you online?
Look for Drunken Prayer anywhere. Tomorrow night, me and my best mate will be doing our Key Issues podcast, which is a comic and geek news podcast. We'll be reviewing the first 5 episodes of The Sandman, which is awesome. Spoiler alert.
So not going to talk about all the DC stuff that's going on?
Yeah, Ezra Miller's still a person, apparently.
But with that being said, you can find me on Take 3 where I host. Richard, did I go to you for plugs?
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For some reason I thought I didn't, but anyway, you can find me on Take 3 Productions where I host Rankin every Saturday. The topic will be whatever wins the poll. you can also find me on the Movie Hero Network. I'm hosting the Top 12 Frenzy on over there this week.
For 3.5 hours.
Hey, Top 12 Frenzies, it's typical. That's only now. It's the tournament fights. They go for longer.
Oh, sorry, tournament face. Yes, it goes for
Yeah.
My mistake.
Go on for a while.
I believe one's still going right now. Just kidding.
for the last 3 weeks.
But yeah, sometimes I appear at tournament fights as well. I don't know what the next one I'm going to be on is. Yeah, and you can find me hosting trivia over on Full Metal occasionally. Random's got on a bit of a break for a few weeks, but it'll be back in end of August. And yeah, but until next time, see ya.
Wake up, little halflings, it's time to leave.